Good afternoon. You know that thing that happens in life where your worst nightmare is the same as your dream, and the two meet? This is it for me. I'm really excited and I'm also petrified. I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, all of us humans colluded. We all colluded to keep quiet about the single biggest threat that we'd ever faced as a species, the climate crisis. And the ending, we all died miserably ever after. Now, I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, but this story is actually too serious for me to follow my dream, and I decided instead to try and dedicate most of my life to fighting this climate crisis. But I'm not going to preach at you today. I'm not going to tell you the things that other people are saying. I'm going to take it calmly and just talk about my story and my truth. Because my belief is, win or lose, we've all got to tell the truth right now. I mentioned that everyone kept quiet about the biggest threat. Even the Olympians and the sporting legends kept quiet. Or did they? And some of you sat here today might be thinking about your role in this climate crisis, good and bad. So, what did we lie about? If we weren't telling the truth, we were lying. What were those lies? For example, did we say that we were fine when actually inside every day we weren't feeling fine? Did we say the planet was fine when actually we knew it wasn't? Did we lie about having it all under control? The adults were holding the posters up. Did we lie about how addicted we were to fossil fuel every day, all of us? And most of all, did we lie to our kids when we said it's not the end of the world? It's not the end of the world. I remember my parents saying to me, it's not the end of the world, to put things back in context. But what if it was? What if it was and we weren't even talking about it? Could we be losing everything that we love? And for the sports people in this room, are we actually losing the biggest grand final of all time? So hold on a minute. We're Olympians. We're bleep sporting legends. We don't lose. We don't do losing. Losing's not in our vocab. And who the hell is this guy in front of you talking now? Well, I was a winner once. That sounds funny saying that. I want to be a winner again. July 1983, I couldn't breathe. I can't breathe. Not American cops beating up black people. I couldn't breathe from exertion. We'd won. We'd won the race twice on the Saturday. The next day, on the Sunday, I lost in the final and didn't like it. And I think from that moment on, as a 24-year-old, I kind of decided that I didn't want to lose again. Or at least if I did lose, I wanted to lose against a really massive victor. So I chose climate change. Climate change became my big friend that I could always lose to. And I'm actually really ashamed to be saying this to you today, because that's 30 wasted years. And I played a really good game. I played as if I was winning, but actually underneath it all, quietly, I knew that climate change was going to get me. And that decision not to risk letting my crewmates down kind of made me opt out of that winning streak that the people in this room, you know all about that. So as I say, I pretended to be going for the win and ended up being a bit of a joke. And I have a joke for you because it's a serious subject. There was once an inflatable schoolboy who went to an inflatable school, who had an inflatable headmaster. The inevitable happened, took a drawing pin to school. Jones Minor, you've let the school down, you've let me down, the inflatable headmaster. Worst of all, Jones Minor, you've let yourself down. And I don't want to let myself down. You guys in the room don't want to let yourselves down. So I'm 60 now. Spent the last 30 years, as I said, studying climate change, fighting it, keeping a small footprint. 30 years our prognosis was pretty bad. It's got worse, much worse. Now it's almost too late. But there's a key word there, almost. Truth is, I can't read my writing. Oh yeah, didn't want to read my writing. think I've said this to you already, but the truth is I've given up too. Until a young lady comes along, she's 16. Wish I could say she's my daughter. I'm equally proud of my daughters. But she's called Greta Thunberg from Sweden. She comes along and she's speaking out. She's taking no prisoners. She's telling the truth to power, and she's telling it as it is. Failure isn't an option for her because she's 16 years old, and the prospect of not having a planet to live on. She's got nothing to lose, and she's fighting literally for her life. An amazing young lady. I encourage you all to study her. She really is playing for the win, as you guys know how to. There's a theme here. She reminded me what it's like to win, to commit to the task in hand, win or lose, tell the truth. So I'm going to just take you quickly to 2024. One of you in this room has just been released from jail. Strange, you might think. It's the Paris Olympics. What are you doing in jail? You weren't drinking. You were jailed for your climate activism. You were jailed for telling the truth. You didn't just shrink your footprint, you played to win, and you took on the governments of this world. You took on the fossil fuel lobby. You took on the most powerful opponents you could ever have, and you won. I met a guy called Walter Blackburn once, and he said something about it's not a can't, it's a won't. And we all have to make a decision, I feel, whether we decide we can't tackle climate change or we won't. We're playing for the win. We're playing for Greta. We're playing for all our kids. We're playing for all the kids of all species. And I just can't emphasize enough that this is a dream or a nightmare. We have that power. So win or lose, thanks for hearing me today. And I wouldn't be stood with Olympians and sporting legends if I didn't issue you a grand challenge. The challenge I give you now is to join a growing team of people, Olympians, speaking out and becoming champions for the earth, not the champions of the earth. Thank you very much for your time.